Wow, another favorites video. All right, let's go. I'm excited to talk about these 4 houseplants that I really enjoyed in the month of July. I like to put these plants into 4 categories. So first of all, I like to talk about the comeback. That's a plant that maybe you were struggling for a while and finally has made its big comeback and it's doing maybe if not a lot better, but it's starting to push out new growth. The next one I like to talk about is the fastest grower. So the plant that's given me the most new leaves typically within the month. The next one is going to be the show off. So we're going to look at some beautiful foliage, some nice variegation. And the last plant is going to be my MVP, the one that I just couldn't keep my eyes off for the entire month. Okay? If you're new here, that's how we do it. If you're a returning viewer, you already know how it's done. Let's get started. My list is on my phone and I will be referring to it. The first plant I'd like to talk about is the comeback. And so for the sake of safety, my plant's safety that is, I will be showing you the plants like on the side, on the screen. Every single month I have an accident where I drop a plant. And for this month I said, I will not drop a plant. And within 10 minutes, I dropped one. So yeah, we're just going to show them on the screen. And the one that I dropped is here with me. So you get to see one in person while I show it. So the plant that I would talk about, that's my comeback, is my Hoya Silver Dollar. Slow clap. We need to give this plant a slow clap. This plant is so slow. It is so slow. But finally, it's been giving me some new growth. So I've had this plant for a few months now. I probably got it in the month of February. And so far, I'm looking over there because that's where it is safely sitting. I think when I got it, it had 2 leaves, maybe 2 or 3 leaves. And since then, it's given me, I think, 2 leaves and then completely stopped and then just pushed out a vine. And so I just couldn't figure out how I could make this plant happy. I couldn't figure out how to help this plant push out new growth. So what I did was the only thing I knew that Hoyas love, and that is light. And this silver dollar, you can acclimate it to direct sunlight. I do have a spot where I burned it. You will see it in the clip. But I was able to sit it in my west facing window after I set up this, like a brand new plant stand. If you saw this video or if you check it out, you will see how I set it up, but it's sitting happily in my west facing window. And in the afternoon, like right now, is getting direct sunlight and it is loving it. Within 1 week of placing that plant there, it started pushing out new growth in 2 areas. So I am beyond thrilled that my silver dollar is making a comeback. I'm hoping a little bit that it sun stresses because it has like a beautiful pinkish purple sun stressing that, you know, can happen on the leaves, but so far nothing. I try to grow my plants in as much natural light as possible. I do have grow lights, but I try to sort of keep them scattered throughout the house. And so my Hoya or my plants will not grow as quickly as some who will just keep their plants under grow lights. I mean, that's amazing. It's very gratifying, but I like to see my plants displayed throughout my home. So my silver dollar isn't growing as quickly as it could compared to if it was under grow lights. But finally, with the nice harsh afternoon sun, it's finally pushing out some new growth and I am beyond thrilled. Stay tuned. I will keep you updated as to how it progresses, but I am very excited because for a quick second, I thought I was going to lose this plant and I didn't. And so I am excited to announce that it is this month's comeback. I'm very excited. Clearly I am, but I'm thrilled. I already showed a clip of this new little section when it was emerging, but that's my comeback for the month, my Hoya Silver Dollar. So the next one on the list is my fastest grower. And this plant is the one that I managed to drop today while sort of setting up for this video. And I'm a bit annoyed, but what I know about this plant is that it's super resilient and it'll bounce back. And that one is another Hoya. It's my Hoya Crassipetiolata Splash. So let's take it out of its little cup. Should I take it out? Okay, no, this is for real. We're gonna keep it real. This is how I typically have my Crassi. Yes, it's a bit green in here and I probably could have washed it out before I showed it to you, but this is real. This is how it looks most of the time. So this is very fast growing Hoya, and I will give you some close-ups as well. It's so satisfying. It sits in my south facing window. It doesn't get any direct sunlight at the moment because of the height of the sun at this time of year. And it absolutely loves that bright light. The Crassi is one of my fastest growing Hoya. When I got it, I think it was just this section down here with not even that many leaves. And since then, it has pushed out all of these leaves around here. And because that wasn't enough, you know, the Crassi is very much so like me. We are overachievers. And so it decided just one day that it's going to pop out some extra growth. So let me show you. So it started pushing out some new growth here, some new growth here. And that's what I love about Hoya. When a leaf falls in with most plants, that's it. That's it for that empty space, and you will be left with a blank space. But with Hoya, they accept the challenge. They step up to the plate and start pushing out new vines, new growth from the area where leaves drop. And I love that. I love that. So anyways, this is a new spot here. So let's count. We have number one, pushing out a new vine. Nothing so far right here. And number two, again, I will give you some close-ups. It got activated. Let's see. This area is activated. So a new vine is going to come from there. Number two. Number three, a new vine. We can see a leaf coming out right here. Again, number four, pushing out some new leaves right here. Let's see. Where's the next one? None for this one, none for the next one. So 4 new areas activated, like 4 new nodes, 4 not new, but 4 nodes pushing out new growth, like new leaves. I don't just mean like a new vine. It's pushing out actual leaves in 4 areas. And then because that's not enough, it's still pushing out its vine. It's still continuing its vine. So I've wrapped the vine up around this DIY sort of trellis here, and I have quite a few Hoya. So buying a trellis for every single Hoya is not a thing that I'm able to do right now. You know, eventually as these Hoya, as they sort of fill out like this Crassi is trying to do, you wouldn't even see my trellis anymore. It'll probably get a little bit heavier, and that may be a struggle for the trellis, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But for now, the Crassi is happy here. And yeah, it also has like 2 new leaves along the vine down here. And I'm happy about that. It also has another plant. So I have 2 plants in here from 2 separate purchases. If you've seen any of my videos before about this Crassi, you would know that this one is just so much slower. It's sort of just, it's not growing at the same pace as this one. Why? I'm not sure. But anyways, this plant is definitely, I would say, a fast grower. So if you want an easy Hoya that grows quickly, this Crassi is for you. And this is a splash, by the way. And also it's a thirstier Hoya. So I noticed that I need to keep that reservoir a bit on the higher side if I want it to continue to grow vigorously. So that's the 2 things that I would mention. But I'm beyond thrilled. This Crassi makes me feel like a really good plant parent. Like, it makes me feel like I know what I'm doing, even if I don't. And it's fantastic. And we didn't even talk about the splashing, the variegation. It's stunning. Easy Hoya. I definitely recommend it for beginners. I love this plant. I have had viewers ask me about this, and I'm not ready to 100% say or talk about it because I'm not 100% sure that this setup will work for all my plants. But again, like, just to give you a quick rundown, I just have a little pot in here, like something from the dollar store actually. And I sort of try to make it a self-watering setup by putting a plastic cup underneath. A cup in a cup, nothing new. nothing I've invented. Many people are already doing this. And I just put a cup in a cup, fill up the water reservoir to as high as my plant seems to like it. For the Crassi, that's pretty high. The higher I put it, the second plant, the smaller one, actually this one, it tends to grow a little bit faster. I notice it starts to activate. But at the same time, that's a tricky part about having two plants. I don't want to rot the main plant. So I try to keep it at this happy medium height that where both plants can be happy. And because this one is doing so well, I'm not in a rush for the second plant to like burst. So I'm just going to keep it at a height that I know just below the roots, so that I know the big plant is good. But that's my fastest grower. I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled. This Crassi is doing well. How's the video going so far? I really hope you like what you see. If you do, you may want to consider subscribing. It's free and it helps you to easily find my new videos in the future. Okay, let's keep going. Is my show off. I recently, actually not recently, but maybe a few months ago, I talked about this plant in a favorites video, and I think it was a show off there as well. And it's at it again, but even better than before. And that plant is my Philodendron White Wizard. I love this plant. It's my favorite one of those types of philodendrons, but these types of philodendrons, so the White Wizard, the White Knight, the Pink Princess, the Pink Princess Marble, the White Princess, White Wizard. And so it is my favorite out of all of the ones that I've just mentioned because it gives the most amazing variegation, a very sometimes sectoral and sometimes marbled look to the variegation, to the leaves. It does need quite a bit of high sunlight. So right now I have it sitting in a south facing window. Does it get direct sunlight? No, because of the time of year. Like I mentioned, the sun is really high in the sky, so it's not getting any direct sunlight, but it is getting very bright light. Do not let direct sunlight touch the leaves unless it's like a morning sun because it will burn the leaves. But I absolutely love this plant. I talked about it recently, maybe a few videos ago, about its wide leaves. I really like, it's like a paddle, very, not similar, but it reminds me of like the fiddle leaf fig, that very broad leaf shape, and the variegation is stunning. And this is the best leaf I would say that I've gotten on this plant. And when it started off, it was a bit small. I think I have a picture. It was a bit on the smaller side. And I thought, oh, it's pretty, but why so small? So, but after actually today, when I went to take a look at it, like the leaf matured a little bit more and sort of broadened a little bit more. And I'm in love with that new leaf. And I'm excited that it's doing well. I do believe for these kinds of plants, and I guess for the majority of plants, the specimen that you get in the first place is really important because it will determine the amount of variegation that you will get from the leaves. So I do believe I had a good specimen to begin with. And so that's why I was very hopeful that eventually I will get this quality of leaf where it has high amounts of variegation, and it's just stunning. It's definitely a plant that I would recommend. If you were considering any one of those types of philodendron, the White Wizard is the one that I would suggest. It's just a lot more easygoing than the White Princess and the Pink Princess. And it's less stressful. It does grow a little bit slower, not gonna lie. It is a bit of a slower grower. It is a bit of a slower grower, so it's definitely not as fast as the other ones, but the leaves are way more satisfying. The Pink Princess, I've mentioned this before, it gets stuck, it snaps, and a lot of leaves come out deformed, and it's quite frustrating, but the White Wizard isn't like that. And it's just like your typical philodendron where, it doesn't give that much trouble to unfurl, and it's easy going, just a bit slow, but beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Love this one. Now for my MVP, I know I said that I wasn't going to bring any plants here with me to show you, but this one was really close by. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to get a fly. This one was really close by, and it was in a safe spot that I felt like I can safely retrieve the plant without hurting it or other plants. So yeah, but it was a close one. Let's talk about my MVP. Honestly, the plant that I just couldn't keep my eyes off of. Every single day I'd come and be like, hey, how you doing? It's just adorable. And when you see it, you'd agree with me. And it is, can you see it already? I wonder if it's in the frame. I can't tell. My viewfinder is off. But it's this one. It is the Hoya DS70 Variegated. And I got this Hoya maybe 2 months ago at one of my favorite plant nurseries. I will show you a picture of the thumbnail of the video where you can find that entire exciting experience when I got this plant. But anyways, this plant is absolutely adorable. I absolutely love it. The variegation, the yellow inner variegation, it is absolutely stunning. I love it. It has, the leaves are slightly pubescent, so they do have a little bit of like a texture to them, a little bit of like a slightly fuzzy sort of feeling to them. It's not as fuzzy or it's not as textured or pubescent as I would say the Hoya, what's it? I put the name of it. The name has left me. But the Hoya, oh, I can't remember the name right now. This will haunt me. I need to find the name. There it is on my Instagram. The Hoya globulosa cow bang. Seriously, I refer to my own Instagram to help me with plant names. Yes, so that one, the globulosa and the villosa, they're very pubescent. Like they're quite fuzzy, like pillow soft fuzzy. These ones have a little bit of pubescence, but not as much as those. And its pubescence is only on the top. The bottom part of the leaves just have like, they just feel like regular leaves. They don't feel like as fuzzy as the top. But what do I love about it? It's just cute. Like I don't know. It's just so cute. It does something to my brain. My brain is just so absorbed by its cuteness. That, and it is quite resilient. It's very resilient, easygoing. If, again, like the Crassy, if you want an easy Hoya, an easy variegated Hoya, because sometimes a variegated Hoya can be, or variegated plants can be tricky, this is a very easy Hoya. It's in my DIY mixture that most of my other Hoya do not like. And again, just to clarify, I have two sets of mixtures. So my aeroid potting mix, with that includes a little bit of soil. That one's fine. All my plants like that. But my Hoya mix that I try to make, which is sort of entirely chunky and it's soilless, I haven't perfected that yet. But this is one of my few Hoya that love it. It's pushing out new growth. I don't know. I do think it's folding here a little bit because it's getting high amounts of light. It's in, again, this west facing window. But after I noticed that this new leaf sort of curled a little bit, I not really pulled it back, but my stand has a swivel. So the plant stand that it's on can swivel. And so I just turned the swivel a little bit further back. So it's still getting very, very bright light, but not direct sunlight, just a very tiny bit of direct sunlight in the afternoon. But I absolutely love it. It's pushing out a few new vines here, a few new leaves, and it's just so adorable. I don't know what else to say. I don't know, maybe if you have this plant, tell me what you like about it, because the words just aren't coming to me. My brain, you know, like when you see a small baby and they're really adorable, your brain just goes, ah, so cute. That's what my brain is doing with this plant. It's just overjoyed at the cuteness of it. And I just love it. I love easygoing, variegated. And I'm looking forward to when it starts to cascade and do its thing. But yeah, it's in some water. I need to toss this out. But yeah, that's it. And that's it for today's video. These are my favorites for the month of July. I need to know, what are your favorite houseplants for this month? You viewers are amazing. I get the best tips from you in the comment section. You give me great ideas for plants I should look out for. And I just love it. Thank you so much. If you take the time to subscribe and comment, or even just to watch my video, I do appreciate it. And let me know. I want to know what plants you've been enjoying for the month of July. And tell me what you thought of my favorites. Do you have any of these plants? How are they growing for you? Let me know. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.